who founded this bank and continue to run it had great courage and also possessed tremendous vision. When this bank was founded in 1915, you have to remember that the world was at war. Europe was in turmoil. The United States was teetering on the edge of joining the effort with the Allies against Germany. And the Lusitania had just been sunk. It was before women had the right to vote. So the world as we knew it back then was a very different place and a very, very uncertain place. Yet a group of citizens in this town decided to get together, pool their resources, and petition the state legislature for a charter to form a cooperative bank that would allow people to do systemic savings and then other people within the community to access those funds to borrow money from the bank so that they could build a house.
That was really something special because people today don't realize what it was really. You could have one share in a cooperative bank, and that meant you had to put $1 in every month, or else you'd be penalized by losing the interest. That encouraged people to come in and develop a habit of going to the bank every month and paying something, just like they were making a mortgage payment. I was chairman of the board and on the board for 39 years. I started a long time ago. We had about a $13 million bank when I started, and there were 15 members on the board of directors. And mostly it was civic duty and an honor to be on there.
Those two overriding philosophies, looking to the future and having the courage to act in an appropriate way that best benefits the community, the employees, and our customers, has been the guiding principles that we operate on. And it's as true today as it was in 1915 when the bank was formed. In 2008, when the financial markets collapsed, Charles River Bank took a hit. We had invested a couple of $1 million in Freddie and Fannie as we were guided to do by our politicians and regulators. It was supposed to be the safest type of investment we could make. We were in the process at that time of talking about opening new branches to expand our franchise and to bring our special level of service to other communities in the area. And the board and the senior management could have taken the easy way out and said, oh, we just took a hit. The economy is in tatters all around us. Let's not do this now. It may not be the wisest step.
When I came on the bank, Bill mentioned earlier 13 million. I came on, it was 28 million. There's a lot of personal insight that goes into every project, and a lot of times there has been some different views on things. But everyone has always had the bank in the forefront of being a great bank, and we always put our individual thoughts and needs aside, and I think that's what has made it successful.
We know we can manage our way through it, let's do it. And as a result, we opened a branch in Bellingham, and then the following year we opened the branch in Mendon. Both have grown fabulously well, both have exceeded our expectations. We took another very brave step when we changed the name of the bank. We had some pushback from some people who'd been doing business here forever, and they said, why are you doing this? And you explain to them, look, we're expanding our footprint, but if we go in as Charles River Bank and the Charles River touches each of those communities, it's more representative of the geography that we cover. It has, I think, a very positive image in people's mind, and I'm thrilled that we changed the name.
I like it. It's more representative of what we're doing.
When I first came here, we were about an $80 million bank, and we had 18 employees. 14 years later, we're now about a $220 million bank with 3 offices. We went from 18 employees in 2001 to 48 employees today.
We were founded 100 years ago in the town of Medway by people in the community who were not being served by other local banks in town.
Our main mission is to help people save for the future and help other people provide housing for their families. And we've stayed loyal to that through the years. I found an application had been submitted by a single woman looking to purchase a home in town. And this is shortly after suffrage had been passed. And in spite of all of the obstacles that were in front of women advancing in the workplace or in society in those days, the bank granted this woman a loan on her own signature to purchase a home.
We run into situations with individual borrowers, often where we really want to help them. And it's been something that the president of the bank has said many times, if we're not going to do this for them, who will? That's the kind of bank we are. We work very hard to find solutions, financing solutions for our borrowers, to keep them in their homes or to help them in a particular situation.
If not us, who is a statement, I certainly stole it when I first got into community banking.
There are a lot of what we call boilerplate situations out there that you can go to any bank and get that type of service. That's the extra little yard that we go that differentiates us from other banks.
I guess one of the things that I found very compelling here, and it's driven by the president of the bank, is that we do what community banks are supposed to do, and that's to provide financing for those people who need it.
Charles River Bank came into our lives at a time where we were still very young as a company. They've helped us in a lot of ways. Just by helping a very small company, especially when we first started, there was really no reason for anyone to give us some of the opportunities that we received from this bank. It's really helped us grow our company to a level that we wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
There's just that feeling of being involved in the community, being part of the community.
We've never lost sight that we represent the people in the community. We are an integral part of the community. If our community is not strong and successful, we are not strong and successful. So, with that being said, being involved in the community is imperative to us.
This bank clearly believes in giving back to the community, and that just doesn't mean the town of Medway. It means the broader community in which we're all involved.
So we're really just very involved in the community. If we're not out there actively involved with doing customer service or doing community service, we're always there to help donate for the cause.
Growing up, seeing the importance of having a very close relationship with the bank from my parents and their business, and making sure that they always stress the importance of working with a community bank, someone who was in our town and invested in the area and gave back to the community. So it was important for me learning that from my parents and then having that as part of our business and our philosophy.
One of the things about community banks, and by community bank I mean the little guys, people like us who genuinely are small, 2-3 branches in 2 or 3 communities. Back when these banks were founded, what was noted by people was that when you opened a community bank in a small town such as Medway, suddenly the economy of that town began to prosper in a way that it hadn't prospered prior to the opening of that bank.
It's great that we've been able to grow with the community, and again, because we've always supported the community, this community supports us.
I tell everybody I love Charles River Bank. I mean it. So I really mean it. But, my relation, I feel this bank is like my family.
The families who have been doing business with us since 1915 are still here. The connections between former board members, current board members, their families, the employees' families are strong. We have people, all of our people live in the communities that surround the bank.
We're very lucky to have a great management, staff, and board of directors.
It doesn't matter if you have $1 in the account or millions of dollars. You will be treated that you are the only one customer.
It's all about family because we consider everyone who does business or wants to do business with Charles River Bank as part of the family.
There's an awful lot of camaraderie in this bank. I come from a sports background, and one of the things I've always thought highly of is teamwork. And we have a great team here. We have a great bunch of people that work closely together, all for the benefit of the customer.
It's good to be working for a healthy bank. We all know each other. We talk to the president. We know upper management, and they come and see us.
If you're going to be here for 40 hours a week, and perhaps more if you're participating in a community event on the weekends or after work, you need to like where you work. You need to enjoy being with the people that you're working with.
I thought I'd have to leave town. I didn't really know that there was much opportunity in Medway. I didn't necessarily know where I would go, but I did find that, through sort of becoming who I am, at the bank here, I found that this is a great place to be, and you don't have to leave town to find, what truly makes you happy.
I feel very fortunate and lucky to be on a board that's been great to work with. I've had a great history and great mentors from the past, and hopefully I'm being a mentor to some of the young people.
The reason I love Charles River Bank is really we're a family. Everybody's first name basis. We're also a first name basis with a lot of our clients. When they come in, we recognize them, we say hi to the kids if they're bringing in the kids, and we even play with the dogs if they need us to play with the dogs when they're making a deposit. So that's why I love Charles River Bank.
I'm mom's hours, so that's the wonderful part about what I do at the company. When they were infants, I tried not to ever bring them into the bank because it would be like a whirlwind and they would destroy the place, but everybody always couldn't help me enough. Whatever they needed, just so that I could do my, 2 minutes of banking or open an account or ask questions. And to me, those little things, they're huge, especially when you're a mom. They're always extend a branch to say, here, come in, don't worry about it, we'll help you. And that being a mom.
Don't cry for crying out loud.
That being a mom is like such a big thing, and you're trying to do so many things, and you're trying to run a company, and you're trying to run a business, and you have babies. And until you're a mom, you don't really get it. I'm so sorry.
It's supposed to be a happy commercial for crying out loud. What are you doing?
They are. They're like your family. When people ask you, like, where do you bank, or what do you do, or where do you go, and I always tell them I have the best bank in the whole wide world.